Wilson heaves it to the end zone. It is caught. Kenneth Scott hauls it in.
Two guys are there, but Scott goes up to get it.
It is caught for a Utah touchdown. Kenneth Scott has his second touchdown grab of his career, the second of the night.
Kenneth Scott, the best receiver with respect to going up and catching the jump ball.
That was Kenneth Scott.
Kenneth Scott.
Kenneth Scott. Well, he had a breakout season in 2012. Now he hopes to accomplish even bigger and better things in 2013. Utah wide receiver Kenneth Scott joins us in studio. Camp, Kenneth is not too far away. It's crazy how fast it's coming. Are you doing anything to unwind a little bit before the grind begins, or is your grind already underway?
Well, our grind is already underway. We just, right now, just busting our butt in the weight room and then conditioning just to try to, overcompensate for last year and get that out of our heads and just come into the season ready.
I know it was disappointing not making a bowl game last year, having a 5-7 year. If you see the lines out of Vegas, if you read all the preseason publications, people are down on you guys. Mm-hmm. What's your reaction to that?
We kind of like it. We kind of like being the underdog and stuff like that. So, we just take that and put it on our shoulder just to come out and every day and the conditioning and the workouts just to grind and grind. Because, this year is a different vibe and we feel like, we can do big things this year and able to, overcome a lot that we didn't overcome last year.
You mentioned you see the potential in this team to do big things. What are some of the things that give you an indication that this team could surprise people in the Pac-12 this year?
I believe we have a steady quarterback position. The last couple of years, our quarterback position, we've been, dealing with injuries. And I think, hopefully, knock on wood, everybody stays healthy. No matter who's the starting QB right now, just stay healthy, and just come out prepared. And that's the main thing, is just finishing, because that's what we didn't do last year. Maybe one game we start, then we didn't finish, or we didn't start and we finished, and we just got to put it together.
You mentioned stability at the quarterback position. I know you trust Travis Wilson. Explain to everyone watching why they should believe in this guy, that he's the guy that can lead your offense to success.
I think, he's learning the offense and he's more comfortable. And last year, I think he just got put in the fire. I mean, if you get put in the fire, you're going to burn a little bit. Yeah. And so I believe this year, he's settled in. The nerves are out. He knows what the Pac-12 is about, and he's able to just go in and do what he has to do like he did in high school.
What impact has Dennis Erickson had since he was added to the coaching staff last spring?
I think he provided experience. His experience brought it onto us, and and what he expects us to do, and he's helping BJ along too, and that's just going to help us get along over the hump that we didn't get over last year.
You see the trend in college football now is faster, up-tempo, and that's certainly something that you guys are going to try to do. What have you guys done to prepare for that change?
In the spring, we didn't huddle at all. It seemed like we just fast-paced, more conditioning, people, taking accountability to, lead themselves and not waiting on someone to lead. They just took initiative and just went out and did it themselves. And that's what, it's all about. You don't need one leader and 1,000 followers. You need everybody to lead themselves. And so, we've seen a lot of improvement in the spring.
One of the reasons I think people might be down on you guys is if you look at your schedule, it's tough. If you, as you look even at the opener, you open up with Utah State, a team that got you guys last year up in Logan. How motivated are you guys to get a little bit of revenge in the opener?
Revenge is very sweet, but, we're just going to come out and play our game. That's the main thing we can focus on, is just executing, and that's what we didn't do last year. We didn't execute that well, and so this year we're going to come prepared and execute.
No worry about taking them lightly this year, is there?
No, we didn't. Last year, we didn't come out ready to play, and we didn't come out like we were supposed to do, and we got punched in the face first and then reacted when we should just go out and punch them in the face first. And so, they came out ready and we didn't, so they got it.
As you look at the schedule and outside of that Utah State opener, is there one game that stands out to you among the rest of them?
No, we noticed that you have to take every game with the same amount of weight. you can't overlook nobody, whether it's a D1 AA school or a D1 top-notch championship contender. You can't take no one lightly in this league. And we're looking forward to every game because we got something to prove this year, especially to the people who doubted us, went away from us and things like that. So we just coming out prepared.
I love the chemistry the receiver group has. We've had a lot of fun with you guys. You guys have taken the microphone and done some interviews at practice.
It's Kenneth Scott and the fellow AFG members from KSL. Today we're going to introduce our AFG members.
Where did that chemistry develop and how did it come to be?
Well, I think it's just natural because, we're all funny guys. And we just love hanging around with each other. And I know that, if you really want to be a successful team, that bond has to be there. And I think that, with that bond we created with each other, we just all want to see each other do good. And that's the main thing, is having a bunch of brothers on the field with you, and it's going to make everybody better.
You have a great personality, and we get to see a little bit of that on social media. Some players avoid social media, some are afraid of it. You've really seemed to embrace it. What is it about social media and those type of things that you've really embraced and wanted to be a part of?
I just like, being the guy that wants to put a smile on his face every day, no matter what circumstance or adversity hits, just being positive, positive living. That's just what I'm about, just not going down with your head down, just embracing life. And that's basically what I do out on the football field, to have fun, because anything can happen. Just because in freshman year, my ankle got blown out, and that just changed my mindset. And so, I'm just out here having fun, bringing other people along so they can have fun too. And when you're having fun, the sky's the limit.
For you personally, we've talked about the team quite a bit. For you personally, what are your goals for 2013?
Man, just remain consistent, being a person that someone can depend on, being accountable to my team, and hopefully make a lot more plays this season.
Well, camp's less than a month away, Kenneth. We can't wait to get underway. Thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And, boy, should be a fun season.
Oh, definitely.